Alright, alright. Oh, you're fucking right now.
Have you rescued the Thestrals and purchased the spellcraft for the breeding pen? Deep's no herbology professor, but some plants here seem to be ready to harvest.
Okay, there's that. This is already. This is getting close to already. Near. Nope. This should be fine. Dink. Can do our main quest right now. It should be just fine.
Hogsmeade, here I come.
So what?
Hello, Mr. Ollivander. I wondered if you might be able to help me with something.
Yes, Professor Fig sent an owl informing me that you'd be coming. He was a bit cryptic, said you need to have a special wand crafted, that you'd bring me the materials.
Yes, sir. I have them here.
Oh, my. How extraordinary. Remarkable design. I will be honest, I have never crafted a wand in this fashion. Repaired broken wands, of course, but this is something else entirely. Keeping me on my toes, aren't you? I think I can work with what you've brought me. Let me see what I can do. It is done.
Nice.
I should warn you, I've never seen a wand like this before. My suspicion, as Professor Fig implied in his letter, is that it serves a unique purpose. I doubt you shall find much use for it otherwise.
I understand. Thank you, sir.
I'm afraid you're on your own. I've ensured that we have a moment to ourselves. Oh, come, come. No need for such theatrics. In light of what Ranrock now knows, you must agree that our interests are aligned.
Our interests will never be aligned.
You would let goblins take what is rightfully ours? The final repository belongs to wizard kind. We would be fools not to work together. What's that you've got there? Might this sudden visit to the Wand Maker have something to do with our mutual pursuit?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That repository is my birthright!
Charles Rookwood wouldn't have wanted you near it.
The arrogance. Should have known better than to try and reason with a child. I've always said, children should be seen and not heard.
They have kidnapped me. That's not good. Not good. No, what a bunch of people now.
Nobody will miss. Another.
It's been right next to me.
Had enough yet?
That's just the beginning.
Let's try this now.
No more happy days for you.
Quite conductive, aren't we?
Imperial.
Expulsion!
That works. Very nicely, actually.
Let me out! You're going to regret that.
There.
Stupid.
Yo, Blue, how you doing, man? Nah, not today, man. I'm sorry.
Aren't you?
I don't have my lights on or anything like that. What to kill me? I'm gonna look stuff here.
Such agility!
Potato. You're stupid. Not going to get.
Give that for a second, man.
You should have joined.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How about you? That's not what I wanted to do. God damn it.
You're only delaying the inevitable. Ha! You're easier to spot than an eruption. No more happy days for you. It's time to even the odds. You will pay for your deeds.
Imperial!
As you wish.
The darkness
Finite.
will swallow you up.
To your knees.
I pressed the right button. What just happened?
Impressive. It's time to even the odds.
Why are these guys shooting me all this bullshit?
Defender! Bombarder! Expelliarmus!
How delightful. Will you hold still? That's just the beginning. I always hate it. I never did care for her. Filthy vegetables!
Okay, it's tough. The game almost over. I don't know if it's over or close to it. I mean, I've been playing for a long time already, so I would think so, yeah. Also, I'm fighting one of the main bad guys, so I will guess so, yes.
Ha! Another pitiful beast caught in my...
Let's use this.
Caprito! Stop hopping around for mercy's sake! Curse that screaming!
Oh, what's that?
Wait, I just thought that was because I was this guy. What happened here?
How delightful! Had enough?
Kill him. He did. He did it.
I can't believe it. Rookwood's reign is finally over. I need to send an Alternati right away. For now, though, I need to get back to the map chamber and tell Fig what happened.
So that was one of the main bad dudes that we used to kill. So as you can see, I unlocked already all the unforgivable curses. So I will think we are close to the end.
Bombarda! Confringo! How about some sightseeing?
I don't know this shit right now. Get up.
Confringo! Expelliarmus! Defendo! Bombarda! Arresto momentum! Crucial! Bombarda Cadabra! Cursed fiends.
Yeah, I would think we're close to the end or somewhat there already. Yeah, Blue, how was your day to the other shop? Busy day or what? I guess it gets busier for you guys when you get closer to the weekends. Different every day. I see. Yeah, for my job usually on Tuesdays is the busiest day. Mine is on Tuesdays, but mostly Tuesdays. I see. Oh, I made way too many. Oh, that's fine. I can just stay there. So this is a job to like batteries and oil change. I mean, it's for you. Honestly, the same will be easy for me to do oil change.
Victor Rookwood is dead. He confronted me as I left Ollivander's with the Keeper's wand. I had to defend myself.
Godric's heart. Are you all right? I know you're well able to defend yourself. I've seen it often enough. But Rookwood himself...
He destroyed so many lives and he wouldn't have stopped. I'm glad I was able to put an end to him.
You're right. He wouldn't have stopped. You did what you had to do. The wizarding community owes you a great debt.
Thank you for saying so, Professor. I'm ready for what's next.
All right, then. The Keepers have been waiting.
What are we doing?
You have completed all of our trials, and you have done so under circumstances even I did not foresee. You understand now why all of this was necessary. The portkey, the vault, the locket, the book, the trials. To ensure that one with the ability you and I share would make the same choice that Zaan, Niamh, Charles, and I did.
Now that you have witnessed my memory, you understand all that is at stake. Not everyone is what they seem.
As you know, light does not exist without shadow, nor shadow without light. Simply because you can eliminate darkness does not always mean that you should.
Even the most well-meaning and competent amongst us cannot possibly know the consequences of manipulating what should be beyond our reach.
What lies in the repository must never be released. Resist the temptation to destroy or control it. The magic that you have so carefully honed must now be used only to protect the secret we keep. You have the wand. You will know when to wield it. We leave our legacy in your hands.
Astonishing.
That must be the way to the repository.
The final repository. This is the end, guys. This is where we leave our legacy. A lot of customers, I mean, yeah, I bet. A lot of people has the
I
weekend
should
stuff.
hope that the enchantments protecting the
I'll say the
castle
same,
will
though.
protect against an incursion from below.
I fear they may not. Although, if they don't now, I can assure you they will in the future.
Were you able to reach Professor?
I was. Hopefully she and the others will arrive soon. They know where to find the door through which we entered. Damn, the goblins.
I wonder if Ranrock is here.
Let's go.
Probably. Let's get it. Let's go.
If his loyalists are here, he cannot be far behind.
You and I have faced worse, Professor.
Search the area. Must be here somewhere.
We must be getting...
You'll be pleased with our progress. I won't rest. You can't stop us.
There's the one that I used first. Oh, he died. Oh, that's not good. Holy shit, I died. Let's go. Fucked from every single side. Okay.
Search the area. Must be here somewhere.
We must be getting closer.
Ranrock, bombard me, please. With our progress. Why don't you come up here?
What?
You won't stop me.
Back to the
Ranrock must be here somewhere.
This drill stands between us and him.
These motherfuckers do some
We
serious
need to
damage. It's like, holy
I
shit.
shall handle it. One moment. Let's go.
Professors, Imperial. Crucial. You're no match for us.
Controls all to make quick work of them. Who do you think?
A dead end.
A lot of fucking enemies.
Professor, that wall, that's the way forward.
Very perceptive, my
I'm glad I fucking bring all these potions. That I really suck on anything I cool. That could have been bad.
It worked. Let's go. Lumos! Ranrock must be getting closer to finding the repository.
I fear you're right, Professor. There's nothing we can do but keep searching.
Lumos! Listen, more goblins up ahead.
Imperial! Crucial.
I won't rest.
Glacius! Expelliarmus! Confringo! Crucial. Imperial!
Rubber up wide, something. These tunnels haven't brought us much luck so far.
Defender! Bombarda! Cabalzo! Defender! Bombarda! Defender! Bombarda! Defender! Bombarda! Defender! Bombarda!
Okay. Two items for that pretty fucking shitty. Anyway.
We're getting closer, Professor. That way.
Quite a bunch of enemies here too. Indeed. A lot of trolls too. Oh, there's a big pictures. I mean, a little late, but I guess.
The goblins have somehow evaded the castle's defensive charms.
Steer them this way. We shall make quick work of them.
They got this.
Nice.
Time to move. We're in the
What did I need it? I don't know. This guy and... Oh, he died.
We couldn't be happier to see you, Professor Shaw.
We have the pulse of their asses while we were running. Ben. That's not like the view if I had to fight two of these at the same time. Good. These guys are not easy to fight. Is it one? The one thing I was to fight two of them at the same time.
We made it.
I'm relieved we got here before Ranrock.
I can't believe this is it. The repository has been under the castle for hundreds of years.
Think of all the pain that created it. This is what Miriam, George, your friend Lodgok, and countless others died for. Miriam believed this forgotten magic could be used for such good. But she did not know the risks. She did not see what the Keepers have shown you. What Isadora showed you. You are now the Keeper of whatever power it holds. What do you intend to do with it?
I plan to leave the repository as it is.
I'm pleased to hear that. I've been thinking.
What is it, Professor?
I spent all year trying to keep our journey a secret from everyone, including Professor Weasley. But now I wonder if I should have shared it with her, and the others, sooner. Trusted them more. The Keepers wanted this secret to be locked away forever. How long will you keep it?
The Keepers were right. The risk of using this magic is too dangerous. It is my responsibility alone to keep it safe.
I understand, but you are not entirely alone. I will do all I can to help you.
The arrogance of wizard kind. Goblins built this repository. It
belongs to us.
Enough, Ranrock. It was never yours.
I've been wanting to play with this. Miriam's wand. If she'd simply handed over the container, all of this could have been avoided. Foolish, self-important witch.
Seems like it is.
Seems you were two of a kind. She didn't know when to give up either.
You knew? I don't know. Holy shit, what's going on here? Shit, Big just fucking got blown. Professor, die! No! Alright, well.
Arrest our momentum. It's feeding off the power from the repository.
Your beautiful magic is no match for mine, child!
That did the trick. I have you now, Ranrock. I've got to get up.
Tell you nothing. Hey, that's not right. Okay, I cannot see him properly, but then
protect yourself again. Not for long. Defender, Bombarder, Protego. Confringo, Expelliarmus. You can't stop me! Depulso! Two sources of power. Ha! Don't like that very much, do you? Expelliarmus! Glacier! Protego! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Glacier! Accio! Arresto Momentum! Defender! Bombard! Depulso! Protego! Arresto Momentum! Defender! Bombard! Crucible! Havana Kedavra!
Shit.
Depulso! Arresto Momentum! Defender! Bombard! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Protego!
But I don't know.
Defender!
So long.
Depulso! Glacius! Accio! Defender! Bombard! Confringo!
You motherfucker.
Glacius! Accio! Confringo! Expelliarmus!
I actually run out of heals. This fight is very annoying. Because you're way too close to him to see like the things you have to shoot at.
Rebellion! You can't run forever, Ranrock.
Give up now, and I might ensure that your death is swift.
Protego! Glacius! Defender!
What? Brother.
There's nowhere to hide now, Ranrock. Protego! Arresto Momentum! Glacius! Confringo! Accio!
Am I too close or something?
Glacius! Accio! Depulso! Arresto Momentum! Defender! Not so powerful now. Are Ranrock. Confringo. Expelliarmus.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
There's nowhere to hide now, Ranrock. Protect them. Arrest the momentum. Defend them. Bombard them. Support. Powerful now. Are you Ranrock?
What is very fucking... Well, I don't think it's gonna do anything to the game. It's like... I went just too far.
Glacius. Accio.
Damn, I didn't know I suck at this game.
There's nowhere to hide now, Ranrock. Arrest the momentum. Defend us. Repulsor. Bombarder. Not so powerful now. Are you Ranrock? Glacius. Accio. Depulsor. Glacius. Accio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Bombard.
This cannot be happening. You will die.
Now, Ranrock. This ends here, Ranrock.
Think you can stop me?
Arrest the momentum. Depulsor. Preventer.
Dude, mother... They go so fast. Holy shit. Okay, just... Focus. No, you bitch. You don't have heals. I don't know what color is this.
Accio. Glacius. My will.
You'll never break the powers of me! Never!
No. Fucking... Oh, god damn it.
This cannot be happening. You will die.
They change this because this are not working at all, so...
You can stop me!
There's no way to hear me with that shit. So I do have one heal left.
This cannot be happening!
Switching this every time. Again.
Well done!
Ends here, Balrog.
You think you can stop me?
Confringo. Arresto Momentum. Accio. Defender. Arresto Momentum. Mind Will.
Never write this down for me!
Bombarda. Defender. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Defender.
No! Fuck!
This was Professor Fig. Confringo. Defender. Defender. Confringo.
No! No! No!
Expelliarmus.
Holy shit, I'm one shot no matter what. No way, dude, what the fuck was that? What the fuck did hit me at the end right there?
This cannot be happening!
Oh my god, you are fucking right now. I had him, literally. I don't know what I'm doing this doesn't really matter. I got hit watching over like a dumbass. Yeah, I might just die right there. Fuck that. Okay, this is dumb. Wish I could take this out, so I'm slotting them. I'll make life easier right now.
You will die!
This ends here, Balrog.
You think you can stop me?
Confringo.
Okay, so I'm not fucking landing every shot. Like, are you serious? dodge him like nothing. Not getting close at all. He barely like touched me with his wing. Barely.
This channel.
I know you'll feel it. You will die. This ends here, Randolph.
You think you can stop me?
Defender. Arrest their momentum.
Oh, too close on that one. Whatever. I haven't done that many times in this game until like right now. All the data are here in this last fight. Holy shit.
This cannot be happening. You will die.
Rock. This ends here, Radrock.
Think you can stop me?
Arrest their momentum. Accio.
No, what I do? No! Oh, what the fuck? I couldn't even see that coming. God fucking damn it.
This cannot be happening. You will die.
This ends here, Radrock.
Think you can stop me?
Bombard. Arrest their momentum.
That did nothing. And that just hit me. No.
This is Professor Fig. Defender. Bombard.
Holy shit, no. No! Brother! What is this fight? God damn it!
This cannot be happening. You will die.
This ends here, Ragnarok.
Think you can stop me?
I'm too far. God damn it.
Arrest their momentum.
You'll never wreck this power with me.
This is for Professor Fig.
Are you? Oh my god.
This cannot be happening. You will die.
This ends here, Ragnarok.
Think you can stop me?
Arrest their momentum.
Never wreck this power with me.
This is for Professor Fig. Arrest their momentum. Repulsor. Arrest their momentum. Defender.
Oh my god, dude. Please be there already. Please. Holy shit, that was hard. Or you sucked. One of them too. Maybe both. Oh, he's alive. Oh, he was dead.
Miriam.
Expecto Patronum? No. I do not think so. I'm so sad they didn't put that in the game.
Miriam would have loved you, my young friend. The wizarding world could not be in more capable hands.
Damn. But he ended up dying anyway. Not by the boulder, at least.
Professor Eleazar Fig. I dare say he was a beloved professor to many of you, certainly a long-standing colleague to his peers. A famed adventurer and seeker of knowledge, he built a reputation charging into the unknown, brazenly disregarding both discretion and safety, providing perhaps a rather unfortunate lesson for us all. His devotion to adventure was rivaled only by his dedication to Hogwarts. And of course, to his wife, Miri, whom we lost much too soon as well. Yeah.
Professor Fig represented the best of all of us. He could be deviously clever, possessed a brilliantly inquisitive mind, and was the most loyal of friends. But perhaps it was his remarkable courage, for which we will all be forever indebted to him. If not for Professor Fig, well, I can say with confidence that if not for him, many of us, let alone Hogwarts, would not be here today. Those that knew him best will agree that we must now honor him as only Hogwarts can, by wisely, resourcefully, justly, and bravely facing all that lies ahead.
To Professor Fig!
Can't believe we lost Fig. I didn't know him as well as you did, but I know he was a good man. Glad Weasley spoke for him.
Man, shut up, you kill your uncle.
Fig will be well remembered. I realized the same should be done for my uncle. I hope Anne agrees to see me.
Sebastian, I can't imagine what you and Anne are going through. Perhaps you'll hear from her soon.
I hope so. I'll let you know.
Sebastian, there's something you should know. It's to do with Victor Rookwood.
I heard a rumor that he confronted you outside of Ollivander's. Sounds as if he faced quite a fight.
The rumors are true, and I did, but it's not that. Just before Rookwood attacked, he uttered something familiar. The same words Anne heard before she was cursed. Children should be seen and not heard.
Wait, what are you saying?
It wasn't one of Ranrock's loyalists who cursed Anne. It was Rookwood. It was Rookwood all along.
This can't be. It was the Loyalists. It's always been them. The night Anne was cursed, all she saw were goblins.
Once Rookwood allied with Ranrock,
Isadora's estate became of interest to them both. That's why Rookwood was there the night Anne was cursed. He was working with Ranrock. When he saw your sister, well, he didn't want anyone to know.
So he cursed her, and she's never been the same. So cruel. Rookwood deserved what he got.
Thank you for telling me. It wasn't a goblin. I suppose I owe you an apology. All this time I thought goblins were the enemy. But it was never that simple. As for what happened in the catacomb, I've not stopped thinking about it. Perhaps we could meet soon. There's much I wish to say.
Well, we're back on Spain because congratulations, you have completed the story of Hogwarts Legacy and reached the end of your school year. With your OWL exams fast approaching, now is a good time to review your field guide progress, explore the world, finish any remaining relationships, storylines, and side quests, and complete your field guide as you fit. So we are done. So. For the most part, with the main stuff. So whatever is left is just collect any other stuff, complete quests, side quests. That's it for the story. It's kind of annoying that you get the last unforgivable curse almost at the very end of the game. Literally was the mission before.
Just a lot of bluster and noise.
But still have a lot of stuff to do, which I probably won't do.
This Daedalian Keys challenge is coming along nicely.
I still need 7 more of this, I believe.
I'm making good progress with those tokens.
Need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 more. Yay! Yeah, that's it for the main story. Professor Fig died. We killed the bad dudes. We got all the unforgivable curses.
Craving a hearty heathen cake.
And that's about it.
Why do students always frown? Peeves should burn the castle down.
Whatever is left is just extra. Not really.
We are fortunate to have a student brave enough to
100%
eradicate
necessary.
the Demiguise figurine menace.
Where is Aaron?
Marvelous, simply marvelous. I've never seen the headmaster so regal. Actually, I
Level 2 to unlock.
You wouldn't mind having a little sweep over mine, would you?
Scrope may only carry out the requests of Scrope's master, sir.
What is okay? They're close by. We got 14. 3, the crab one is 2, that's 5. We need 9. This is that one right there. Spider 8 and 5. That's 13. 0. Easy.
Revelio.
Easy. Armchair. My thing is full. Not even good. Wasn't even that good. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I need to think what we're gonna be playing next stream. But I surely have an idea. It's a new game coming out on tomorrow, I believe it is, called Wild Hearts. It's like Monster Hunter, but it's made by EA. The reviews I have seen have been pretty positive, so I think I'm gonna get it and play that for a while. Oh, this is slithering stuff here. You have seen it? Yeah, it does seem pretty cool. Let's save right here. Let's go check out the video for that game. So it took us 28 hours to finish the main story. I mean, I did a lot of exploring, like off stream and a lot of other stuff. I would say it's like 20-ish hours for the main story. But like you need to level up. Like if you're not doing like side quests and stuff, you're gonna have a really hard time. You haven't heard Forspoken bad reviews. What is you talking about? Like when that game came out, all my YouTube feed was reviews and they were all bad. Like they were trashing on that game so bad. Like to be honest, like okay. Forspoken is not like, how you say it? Like it's, oh, look at us streaming right now. Oh, okay. I was about to say, yeah. No, this game doesn't have like it's not perfect. It's like the closest game to compare. I'm sorry. The closest game to compare is Monster Hunter, but like Monster Hunter has been out for like 20 years. You ask, whatever. Whatever. So like it's not like as fair to compare like 100% to Monster Hunter, but it's like the only game that is actually good on that genre.
This is live from PS5.
So let's check this out.
Plus update.
Historic scenes unfolding in San Francisco.
Before You Buy by
Hey,
Gamer
we're back
Ranks.
with another episode of Before You Buy, that show where we give you some
Is it volume good, guys?
and our first impressions of the latest games releasing. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, it's Wild Hearts. I got a lot of fun stuff to say about this game, and it is for the most part very positive, but in order to say any of it, I gotta set this up a little bit, okay? So Monster Hunter World was basically a streamlining of what was a pretty niche series, and it was a runaway success. Showed that there was a ton of crossover appeal in this little niche genre that it had created. So obviously other people are trying to make games in this genre, right? Totally understandable. That's how genres start. Remember when we used to call them Doom clones? If you don't remember that, that's okay. I'm just an old bird, that's all. So Omega Force actually brings us Wild Hearts, and let me tell you why this is interesting.
You just got fucked by the bear right there.
Responsible for Dynasty Warriors. They're a developer that I really like, and when I did the Before You Buy for Dynasty Warriors 9, I was pretty savage about it, and for good reason. Their output since that game has generally been pretty good, and this game, perhaps more surprising in terms of us getting a Monster Hunter style game from the Dynasty Warriors guys, is that it's published by Electronic
Big
Arts.
source.
That's not the most hopeful sounding statement.
Big
and the other thing
dopamine
is,
search.
Dynasty Warriors series isn't exactly known
Big
for
energy.
innovation. Again, and when they tried innovation, put the game into an open world, it was real bad. So really all we had to go off of with Wild Hearts was what is still a pretty impressive debut trailer. I wasn't really sure what this was gonna be. I had fairly low expectations. I didn't want to get emotionally invested and be hurt once again by one of
Yeah, you can see it does look a lot like Monster Hunter, like
This
stupidly.
game is not just a dry copy of Monster Hunter. It's legitimately innovative and builds on the genre in a lot of interesting ways. That being said, this one's got some graphical issues, and they're a task to get get past, because the game can look rough. Even on PS5, there's parts where the game looks worse than anything from not just Monster Hunter World, but Monster Hunter Rise on Switch, both in terms of visuals and frame rate. Like, there's way too much stuttering and slowdown, even with the game set to performance mode on PS5. In my experience, the graphics and performance are by far the game's biggest issues, but we will go into that a little more detail later. First, let's talk about what this game even is. So let's start with the story, which is not the primary focus of Monster Hunter, nor is it the primary focus of Wild Hearts. This one's set in medieval Japan. You play as a hunter who eventually resides in a central village and takes on missions to get rid of these gigantic beasts called kimono, these rampaging monsters that are a fusion between animal and nature itself. That's basically it. Simple, and I'll give it credit for not wasting a bunch of time on explanations that I probably already understand. Game starts up immediately when you turn it on. There's not really even an opening cutscene. Once you actually get into the meat of the gameplay, you do meet some long-winded characters who are going to talk a lot, but at the end of the day, they all want the same thing: dead monsters, and lots of them. That's the core gameplay loop, too. You explore 4 different regions, collect resources, hunt down gigantic, sometimes really hard beasts, either solo or cooperatively. It's a tried and true formula. The game doesn't deviate much from the setup. Again,
yeah, it does. It does look a lot like Monster Hunter. Like even the UI, how the
like there's even a plot point about a giant monster that's going to destroy the village. You have to stop it in a.
It's like it has nice graphics though.
If you've played World or Rise, you know what I'm talking about and what to expect here. So you start the game, design your character with some pretty good character creation.
Damn, even the beginning gear looks like Monster Hunter.
You go out, kill monsters, get materials from them. You use those to craft more powerful weapons and armor. You rinse, you repeat. Just like in Monster Hunter, you don't improve your character by leveling up. Your stats are dependent on the equipment that you're wearing, and they've done something that I like right here. You are able to freely roll back weapons upgrades and take the weapon down a different upgrade path if you want, and you get back all of the materials that you originally used, which is super forgiving and honestly a welcome change. There's 9 total weapons in the game. 4 of them are locked until you get further in the game. I like that because it gives you time to get accustomed to each weapon. The more exotic stuff comes later, but all the basic starting weapons feel pretty good to use. They have nearly as much depth as the weapons in Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that's one thing, like with Monster Hunter, you have all these weapons, and it's really hard to keep up to find something that you actually like. Like, you gotta spend a lot of hours trying each one of them to see what you actually like in Monster Hunter. Because I literally spent like 30 hours playing with the bow, Monster Hunter Rise, and then I end up switching. No, more than 30 hours because I was already master rank when I switched to the twin blades, and that's what I've been using after I hit master rank.
And yes, they are absolutely as satisfying. For the sake of it, I went with the Nadachi, which is the closest weapon to just being a Monster Hunter weapon. But there are some unique things that don't just directly map on to the other game, like the bladed Wagasa, an umbrella covered in pointy parts that give you a lot of vertical options. Overall, the combat's a little faster, slightly less impactful, but overall, I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. It feels like a cross between like a character action game and Monster Hunter. You dodge, and you got some pretty forgiving invincibility frames, and just in some ways it has that ever so slightly more DMC or Bayonetta sprinkle in there. It's not much because it really basically works out to be very similar to Monster Hunter, but we end up without some of the fiddly bits like weapon sharpness, which is not my favorite thing in the world. Deteriorating weapons. Okay, I love Breath of the Wild, but the hell it unleashed on us in normalizing deteriorating weapons. I'm super glad it's not in this game. Even though sharpness isn't a one-to-one analog with deteriorating weapons from Breath of the Wild, still like that it's not here. But now I want to talk about something that really is standout about this game. It's something that you get introduced to real quick after you start the game, and it's called the Karikuri system. It's a little bit Fortnite, a little bit Death Stranding, and it's awesome. With the press of a button, you can summon various objects to assist you in battle, the most basic being like a simple box, which you can stack up 3 high, use as a makeshift ladder, makes it easier to climb walls or jump into the air to perform some kind of downward attack. But you can call on jump pads,
pretty cool.
fires that make your attacks more powerful, and even a Breath of the Wild style glider. All this stuff you can call on demand whenever you want.
That is It's like the substitute to having the wire box on Monster Hunter Rise, pretty much.
Out. Those aren't the only objects you can summon either. There's the regular Karikuri, and then there's the dragon Karikuri that you can place, which is where the Death Stranding comparisons start to make a lot of sense. What makes these things so interesting is that each zone you go to basically starts off as a blank slate. As you explore, you find these glowing control points. They make it so you can place down more stuff in the area, and these include like tents, stuff you can use for fast travel, fires, where you select missions, crafting stations, for food, for equipment, etc.
Also, you can make your own camps.
Stuff is that you build it.
Randomly.
It's not just
That's pretty cool.
automatically there when you open a new campsite. You directly control where it goes. You're not just building basic utility structures either. There's more interesting buildables like zip lines, air boosters, cannons, stuff like that that you can place, and they make getting around the environment legitimately easier and faster. It's actually cool and rewarding. It's a system that encourages you to engage in the world in a little bit more of an active way. Like when you first enter a new region, it's empty, but by the time you fully explored it, there's zip lines all over, jump pads, cannons, all that kind of stuff, and it doesn't disappear. Like, it's persistent. You put it there and it stays there. So if you want, you can turn the damn place into one of the islands in Sonic Frontiers. Just don't go overboard and make Chaos Island. That's unnecessary. The basic Karakuri stuff is kind of limited, and then you start to learn combos.
That's a big
like
pig.
stacking 6 blocks to create like a bastion that blocks enemies' attacks and stuns them. You stack 3 jump pads, you create a hammer that damages and interrupts enemy attacks. You combine 6 fires, you make a flare gun, and you can stun flying enemies with it. It probably sounds a little difficult to do on the fly, and giving it a bit of a Fortnite comparison can maybe make it sound daunting, but I actually found it pretty easy. And sometimes
really.
the building stuff in Fortnite I couldn't really keep up with, but I feel pretty at home here with this. The button combos are pretty intuitive, and the game automatically stacks objects, so building 6 boxes next to each other is as simple as standing in place and calling in 6 boxes. They automatically form together, so keeps the process nice and simple. You also don't need to do it to beat a monster. You can do perfectly well slashing away at a beast and ignoring this. But as a mostly solo player, I really liked how all these buildables evened the playing field. I thought like they were a good addition to the strategy. You unlock more of them as you hunt monsters and earn points. You spend them in the Karikuri menu, which doesn't just give you new stuff to build. It also just straight up upgrades like stuff like healing.
The monsters
items
look
you can
even bigger
carry
than the one from
for
Monster
more,
Hunter.
which is good, obviously. That's another really welcome quality of life feature here. You don't have to craft potions. You can start off each hunt with healing maxed out, and there's a lot of items scattered around the world that you can use to top off your health. At first, the amount of thread that you have to generate Karikuri is pretty limited, but as you collect these little things called Tsukomo out in the open world, your supply gets bigger, and they give you items that can be used to upgrade how many you can carry. The Tsukomo are basically this game's version of the Palchos from Monster Hunter. They're hunting companions that can distract monsters, do a little damage, heal you, and they can be pretty invaluable during particularly tough hunts. That's all you really need to know to understand the mechanics, but the real star of the show are the monsters themselves, the kimono. They're all these bizarre hybrids of rocks and plants, like a rat with a flower blossom for a tail, or like a boar that's huge and made of rock. The first ones you fight start off at a more recognizable size, but some of these guys are absolutely massive. The variety of shapes that make every single kimono fight you have like memorable, even for like fairly easy ones. There's so many of them too. In just a few hours from the start, you will have fought probably around 10 of these beasts, and they're all extremely different. There's goofy ones like a Tanuki, not that difficult, but then there's ones like this volcanic monkey, increasingly aggressive and challenging, and it keeps going right on that trajectory. Like, it's important that a game like this gets the monsters right, and Wild Hearts hardcore delivers on this. Every single creature is packed with personality, requires different strategies,
that's
and
pretty
just
good.
feels like its own unique thing within the world. Each one of them has weaknesses you can exploit, parts you can break off like tusks and tails, and you can even climb on them, and I would say it's maybe a slightly jankier version of what you could do in Dragon's Dogma. Like, the monsters are a blast to fight. And then you throw in all of the quality of life stuff that this game puts in on top of what you would call the Monster Hunter formula, this is an addictive loop that you definitely want to keep doing. Like, just being able to select a hunt from the map rather than having to go to a quest board every single time, it's a huge breath of fresh air. And there's so much to like about this game, and it makes the performance and graphics issues such a huge shame. I've primarily played this on PS5, but you probably wouldn't notice that I was playing on a next-gen system by the footage that we're watching here. The game constantly stutters, there's noticeable pop-in almost all the time, and certain environments look barren and straight up crappy. Like, also anywhere where there's snow, it just looks terrible, like GTA Remastered rain levels of bad. It's bizarre, though, because there's parts of the game that look beyond fantastic, but just as many look outright bad.
That looks
It's
weird every
not
time
how a
he
next-gen game should look or run.
move the
at
camera
all.
around.
And it might be worth giving a pass.
In the rain,
It was just
at
the
least.
graphics and it ran fine, but the frame rate is just not acceptable for an action game like this. And I took a few minutes to test the PC version. It's not a lot better, maybe even worse. Like, there's constant stuttering. It makes the game borderline unplayable on the platform, and it's not like the graphics are amazing or anything. Like, even on max setting, I was still seeing a lot of weird pop-in. It sucks that I can't really recommend playing the PC version as it is right now. The PS5 version, not that great, but at least playable. And if you're able to overlook the performance issues and some pretty rough graphics at times, and for the most part, I want to say that I am, there is a really good game here. Like, Wild Hearts is a more streamlined and accessible game than what it's trying to emulate, but the Karakuri system adds in this tactical depth and, like, creativity that gives the game a total identity of its own. The monsters are fantastic, they're varied, they're exciting to fight, and the quality of life improvements make this a much more modern feeling game in general. Like, it's fantastic. I love this game. But if you need it to be 60 frames per second, you're not going to get what you need here. I do have a feeling that over some time they're going to be able to fix some of these issues, because seriously, at times it feels like this is running like a Switch game, and that makes no sense at all. Still, wow, this is... And I don't say this lightly, because with all of those issues, I'm still wanting to assert this game is a hell of a game. I'm optimistic for patches. Let's just say that. What do you think, though? If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so.
I mean, it seems to be
Brand
pretty
new videos
good.
Every day of the week. Best way to see the
Doesn't-
first, of course, is subscription. So click.
Sound too bad. Let's see. PC. I would like to play this on PC instead of playing the PS5, to be honest. What? Oh, that's something else. Wait, the game is not out yet, right? Completely broken. I mean, I would say that about freaking... What is it called? Forspoken, for sure. Yeah, that seems pretty good, but I just wonder if it's gonna be kind of a trash bore like Forspoken to the PC. I don't want to pay for another game. Just fucking hate it because it looks like shit on the computer. I mean, Forspoken I play on the PS5, so let's see. Let's see if we can find something here. PC performance. Are you ready? It does look a lot like Monster Hunter, especially World. It does look a lot like it. No, it's not. I'm curious. Wild Hearts was EA Entertainment, the people from FIFA and Apex and all this stuff. Who is the development team that they put into this game? I don't know, but I know that like, their publisher was EA. So let's see. Wild Heart devs respond to PC performance and create a forum to provide feedback. 1 day ago. Koei Tecmo, I guess this is the dev team. Make some of the worst PCs out there. Its PS5 version looks really bad too. I'm wondering the same though. This is not telling me anything that I would like to know. Oof. Seems rough. Skill up on Wild Heart PC port. Runs like absolute dog shit on PC. Though. Overall, can maintain above 40 frames and at mid settings 1080p on a 2080 Ti. It's stable and playable. It just feels shit and only gets worse with the multiplayer. Damn. When is the game is already out? It's gonna be out tomorrow. Oh, it's out today. It's out now. Holy shit, it's a 5 out of 10 on Steam. Okay, it's not doing good on PC. Let's go to the store. And it's $70 too. Mostly negative. 1,200. Damn, that's not a good look, my guys. That is not a good look. What are the reviews? Buy our game today, and we promise it will work next week. Great game. Love its monsters design and gameplay. Forced EA launcher that keeps crashing and closing games garbage came through Steam. Remove file launcher and let us play game. Okay, whatever. I mean, that's every EA game pretty much. The price is higher than the FPS you will be able to pull in this game. Oh my god, bro. What? A very bad optimization and game costs 70 euros. Better save money or just buy Monster Hunter World. I mean, Monster Hunter World is a pretty nice game. It's just really old already. It's pretty old already. Okay, this one. This game is really rough around the edges. Played on a Ryzen 5600X. That's one I have. RTX 3060 Ti. I have a 3060. And 16 gigabytes of RAM. I got 32. From its flowy controls, random frame drops to awkward hitboxes, it's kinda hard to justify its $70 price. I do not mind editing these reviews should they actually patch out the issues mentioned above. It has potential to be a great Hunter clone like God Eater and Valkyrin. I'm not really ashamed of playing it because I only paid $5 for the EA Play trial. Kinda reminds me of how video game rentals saved you from spending more of an unexpected rough game back in the day. What I can say positive about the game is that I really like the Japanese mythology with the map aesthetics and kimono creatures. Okay, seems like the game is actually not good. At least the game is good, but not properly optimized for computer. They have plenty of time during the 3 days free trial period to fix the FPS problem, but choose to only provide the fix 1 week after launch. Better to show them the mind of the consumer so they can wake up their mentality. And it takes time to prepare a fix, but for AAA price tag, we truly deserve something better. I mean, what can I say? Says right here right now, no, wait for the patch, performance absolute hot garbage because of the CPU bottleneck. Okay, guess we have to wait until next week then to see if we buy these for $70. Holy shit, that's expensive. I mean, anyway, there's a website where you can get your games for cheaper. It's called Instant Gaming, and usually they have here. Look at that. But it's I mean, it's not too bad compared to the normal price is $60. So I mean, you could buy this shelf instead for $60. But I don't know if they have that game here already. I don't think so. They do, but no price yet, so nobody's selling it right now. Oh, it's out of stock. No, I don't think it's out of stock. Probably it's nobody is selling it right now. Most likely, nobody's selling this right now. Yeah, but that looks pretty rough on Steam right now, and that's a shame because I really wanted to play some computer. This guy has an i7 with a 3070 Ti, everything set to low. Turn off every graphic related enchanting option, and yet the FPS feels like 20, even in NVIDIA FPS counts 40. And yet, constant FPS drop on that optimization for refund. Well, I think this guy is doing something wrong because I don't know about that. I think guy has a way lower specs computer and is aiming more than this, so let's see this one. One that TLDR game is great, has amazing gameplay. If you like Neo 2 in particular, you will love this one. However, wait a little bit for the game to get better optimization. EA has most definitely toyed with the game's release date and price tag. This game 100% has a ton of passion and love behind it, and as an avid Monster Hunter fan, I give the seal of approval. But even with the RTX 3060, the poor game can barely breathe. And you can tell this was not in the original release window. But publishers are publishers. The game deserves love though. Give it a week or two depending on how excited you are to try the game. The only negative reviews I have seen are about either the price or the current optimization, and these devs have been very open about being dedicated to ironing it out. I mean, yeah, all these complaints are about optimization. So I guess, yeah, I'm not gonna buy this yet. I'm not gonna buy this yet. I'm gonna, I guess, wait until next week. See how it performs after they optimize it. But yeah, it's pretty sad though. Are you gonna go back to Monster Hunter for a while until they put up that update? See what's up. The same people that were saying that was running as hard garbage skill up.
So I use my Freedom Unlimited card. Earning on my favorite soup. Got it. Earn big with Chase Freedom Unlimited.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's happening. Like, on the last few years, like, I don't know, 5-6 years, like, companies are throwing just, like, whatever they have. It's not optimized, the game is trash, it's so trash, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, you're paying, like, more money.
This video is brought to you by
every
Eureka
generation.
Ergonomics' new Aero standing desk, which Eureka kindly sent to my editor
The
Austin.
game seems like to get worse and worse.
Love too, damn it. Get 10% off your purchase with offer code SKILLUP at checkout. Click the link below to check it out right now, or stick around to the end of the video to learn more. Oh man, I'm really bummed about this one. Holy shit. All week I've been playing Wild Hearts, the new Monster Hunter-esque game from Koei Tecmo. Now let me tell you, I went into this with very low expectations. Not in the sense that I expected it to be shit, but rather I just expected it to be nowhere as good as Monster Hunter. The reason for that is that you can't think of Monster Hunter World or Monster Hunter Rise as individual games. You have to think of them as the culmination of nearly 2 decades worth of games. There have been 24 separate Monster Hunter games released to this point. Obviously, most of those are upgraded editions of mainline entries, but even
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not a fair comparison. Like, they're supposed to have 20 years to hone their craft to make these games great. That's why Monster Hunter World is, like, in my opinion, even though I'm like a newer person to the games, it's like a really good game, and Rise is really good too. It is Monster Hunter has better graphics, but that's about it.
Even those Ultimate Editions all added their own thing to what has largely been an unchanging core gameplay loop. Capcom have spent 19 years hammering this series like a swordsmith hammers a katana, folding the steel back on itself over and over again to create something that is almost perfect. So when I say that I had low expectations for Wild Hearts, what I mean to say is that this is a brand new IP, so what chance could it have of competing with Monster Hunter's 2 decades of refinement?
None.
Admittedly, the studio behind it, Omega Force, do have some form to look to, namely 2013's Suikoden and the 2016 sequel Suikoden 2, but it really says something that their next Monster Hunter style game is a totally new swing at things, as obviously Suikoden didn't get the critical or commercial success the studio had hoped for. But even with that form, I still thought to myself, there's no way this is going to come close to Monster Hunter. The best I was hoping for was a competent monster hunting game that brought some new ideas to the table, enough that it grabbed a little bit of market share, convinced Andy Wilson to greenlight a sequel, and hopefully this franchise could begin that process of refinement the same way that Monster Hunter did. But boy, did Wild Hearts smash those expectations. This is a great fucking video game, no two ways about it. I definitely don't think it's better than Monster Hunter World, or Rise for that matter, but I think it's in the same weight category. It's got so much going for it that I am low-key blown away that Omega Force managed to stand all of this up in one go.
You see what I'm saying? Like, people is liking the fucking game, but like, I don't know, it's gonna be a hard decision.
So much innovation baked into the core gameplay loop of the monster hunting formula. Innovation that makes things faster, more immediate, and more arcadey, while also making it deeper, more strategic, and more demanding. That is a very clever trick to have pulled off, for real, and it's just one of the many things that have impressed me about this title. But holy hell, does it run like shit! This is the worst PC port I've seen since Callisto Protocol pre-patch. It's not a total catastrophe, it works, it doesn't crash, but it just runs like ass, and it looks ugly while it's doing it. Sadly, we're very used to bad PC ports. It's kind of just the standard default setting for most PC ports these days, and when something comes out and it works well, we're like, hey, functional PC port, what's up? But even with these basement level expectations, the Wild Hearts PC port manages to find new disappointing lows. It's so bad that I cannot in good conscience recommend this product right now. I desperately want to, because I actually love this, and I hope that one day I will be able to recommend it to you, but I have to review the game in front of me, and right now it's just too shoddy to justify your time or money. But look, stay a while and listen. This is a really interesting game that I'm keen to talk about. I love so much of what it's doing, so let me tell you why I absolutely would have recommended Wild Hearts if it RTX 2080 Ti, AMD Ryzen 3700X. All of the footage you will see in this video is from that machine, except for the part where it's on 2 PCs. I spent most of my time on the RTX 2080 Ti, AMD Ryzen 3700X. All of the footage you will see in this video is RTX 2080 Ti, AMD Ryzen 3700X. All of the footage you will see in this video is from that machine, except for the part where I'm talking about my time on the RTX 4090, AMD Ryzen 5950X. I was unable to test this on Steam as the code I was provided was for EA Origin, not Steam. But yeah, I can't even get this to run properly on my desktop computers, so I don't have much hope for this running on the humble Steam Deck. We'll do the RTX 2080 Ti first. This is a 1440p machine, generally speaking, especially for a game that looks like this, because Wild Hearts ain't no oil painting. Point we'll come back to later. I did try 4K on this machine. I knew it would be a waste of time, and it certainly was. It was like 20 frames a second or something, unplayable. I then tried what I would have expected to work, 1440p max settings. So to really explain how performance works in this game, we kind of need to talk about the different scenarios you'll find yourself in. One of those scenarios is solo play, out in a big field without a lot of geometry going on. In those instances, 1440p max settings kind of works. I couldn't hit a reliable 60 FPS, but I could get close to it-ish. I would definitely dip, but it was fine enough, and I actually spent the opening part of my playthrough at these settings because, yeah, I was playing solo, and the map design was pretty basic at the start. The next condition you'll find yourself in is co-op. At this point, things start to break down, and they do so for a very specific reason. Wild Hearts is all about building these wooden contraptions anywhere and everywhere. They are constantly being built and smashed to pieces by the monsters, And when there's 3 people not only fighting, but also going full Fortnite on the landscape, performance dives big time. Sub 30 FPS at 1440p on the rig, and a very sluggish feel to the gameplay in a game where quick response time really matters. So when I started doing co-op more regularly, I had to drop down to 1080p medium settings, and let me tell you, it didn't really help. That resolution drop made almost no difference to my frame rate flaw or how sluggish it felt. I'd later learned that developers had discovered some sort of CPU related bottleneck, which they're promising to fix soon. But yeah, that's one hell of a bottleneck, and I'd be surprised if their fix was the 180-degree turnaround that this game's performance desperately needs. The third scenario that you'll find yourself in is the 4th map zone, which is an ancient Japanese temple, and the surrounding landscape is covered in snow. Now, not only does this section run terribly, but it looks like shit. There's this ghetto blizzard effect that's been applied, and it looks as bad as the rain from the GTA remasters. For real, it's awful. It's so bad that it makes me not want to look at the game, and I'm not a graphics snob, mind you. I generally don't care about graphics, but this visual effect is so ugly that it's distracting, and the huge amounts of geometry associated with this temple make this whole zone borderline unplayable when you're running co-op. There is an upscaler in the menu. It's not DLSS and it's not FSR. I don't know what this upscaler is, but whatever it is, it's the worst. Not only does
that
it
is
not
weird
do
as
much to
fuck.
improve
That's
frame rates,
awful.
but it also degrades the image quality so much. I turned it on and immediately had to turn it off because of how bad everything looked. Oh, and by the way, if you want to change any of the major graphical settings, you need to return to the top.
If you shop with the Walmart app,
Yeah, that looks weird.
everything you need is right at your fingertips.
But yeah. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for the night. We'll see you guys on Saturday, 6 PM Pacific time like always. Don't forget to like, stream. That always helps the channel. And I will see you guys next time. Hope you all have a really good night.